technology staffing industry that I wanted to shift and be home with my little guys. And so as of May, I left corporate America, and this is my full-time job now, which is exciting and scary and really wonderful all at the same time. And so we're going to talk a little bit about your why, but my why evolves all the time. There's been some core themes around my family and around the women that I work with, but the reason for coaching has evolved, and I'm sure will continue to evolve as I go on. So that's a little about me. I'm in New Jersey. I feel like we have a lot of Connecticut people here. I'm not one of them. I'm in New Jersey. So thank you, Tracy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Amanda.
Musser. Hi, yes, Musser, not Muser. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be on this call too. And hi, Mariana. Thank you for joining us. Mariana is nursing her baby to sleep, so that's why you cannot see her face, but she's listening in. You know, similar to Alicia, I started coaching because I wanted a discount on the shakes. However, how did I even start drinking the shakes? I connected with Tracy in a mom group on Facebook. I joined a local like Moms of Darien, for those of you who are in Connecticut, while I was pregnant, because I was really eager to start losing the baby weight and also the weight that I gained even before I got pregnant. Before I got pregnant, unexpectedly, I was trying to lose weight and it didn't happen. So I connected, because I reached out to the Facebook group asking people for some recommendations for what new moms do in the wintertime to lose weight. And so I connected with Tracy, and she got me plugged into a challenge group. And I eventually got hooked on Shakeology. I love the energy that it gave me. I love that it was helping with my appetite control, that it was healthy for me as a nursing mom. And so I signed on to be a discount coach, which we'll talk about more, but just means that I was getting 25% off. And around that time, I made a career change. I left my full-time job at an agency in the city. I wasn't sure. I thought that they were going to let me work part-time from home, but that wasn't the case. And so I kind of found myself at a standstill. What do? I want to stay home with my daughter. And I just, from getting to know Tracy as my coach, just kind of saw that lifestyle fitting in. Her and I have a few things in common. And so I just kind of jumped in, took a leap of faith, and I got to know a lot of the women on her team that way. I attended Summit this year. And just to kind of take a step back, I'm on my 8th month of coaching. So I'm still pretty brand new. But it's just been an awesome experience getting to know these women, having this kind of community as a new mom, as someone who's still fairly new to my neighborhood. It's allowed me to meet other women. And I'm just really excited to hopefully get to know all of you in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you. So for those who don't know me on the phone here, I'm Tracy Balderak, and I've been a coach for just over 4 years. So I said no to coaching probably for 6 months. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I thought it was like crazy that I was going to go work out in my basement. That was like not cool. I wanted to go to the gym. What else? I made my own smoothies. I mean, I was like that person that gave every single reason on why I shouldn't coach. And finally, I had my 4th baby in 5.5 years. So we literally banged him out. The baby just turned 5 yesterday. And so I just couldn't get my act together. I couldn't get to the gym. I wasn't getting any results. I was still 35 pounds overweight. I had a pinnacle moment where I was literally like stuffing my 6th cake pop into my mouth at like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday at like, over the sink. And I was like, this has got to change. I could feel like my maternity genes were like cramming into my skin. So I did. I made the switch. I did not join a challenge group. I would not be in a challenge group. Again, I was like that most difficult person. And I just did T25 on my own. But I mean, I committed to the program. I printed out the calendar. I stuck it on the wall. I followed it to a T. I did not miss the stretching days. When it said do doubles, I did doubles. and I shed 30 pounds in 10 weeks. And it was that experience of actually being a product of the product where people around town were like, what is going on with you? Plus I had this energy, had the bucket on my hand. I had like 3 little toddlers and I was like, hey, what's up? I felt amazing. I had never felt so much energy. And so it sort of organically happened where for me, it was prayer. I just felt like one door kept opening after another. I also felt like the more I started to rock my baby at night and YouTube other Beachbody coaches, I really did realize that it was a legit business opportunity. And you've heard Amanda and Alicia both say like they left full-time jobs. Not everyone does that. A lot of people will just do this as a side hustle. And that's what I want to get into now, is that you can really make it however it fits in for your life. It doesn't have to be this, I'm quitting my job to do this, although there is the opportunity to do it. But there are plenty of women on our team that love their full-time jobs and they do this as a side hustle, or they love being full-time moms and they love volunteering for things and they just put in a couple hours a week. So we're going to talk about some of that because I know that's where a lot of the questions lie. So Alicia and I are going to show you, and again, this PowerPoint makes it look like it's a more official call than it is. This is a super, super laid back call. We just have a PowerPoint in place so that there's some visuals for you guys, but by no means is this a formal call. Okay, so let me just give you guys the quick overview here. This is one of the coolest things, and can you see the coach membership overview slide? Okay, because if I make it big, I can't see you guys, so I don't want to make it huge. But this is the thing. Some of you guys are already coaches now. Some of you guys have been challengers for a really long time. Some of you guys have been coaches just like the 3 of us who just introduced ourselves were. We all loved Shakeology. We did not want to pay retail price. Every single coach gets 25% off. So for instance, my 70-year-old mom, my 74-year-old dad are both coaches. Excuse me. We call those kind of coaches discount coaches because they don't have any intention on doing anything with the business, but they drink their shake every day and they don't want to pay full retail. So there's no contract. You don't have to keep any inventory. If you want to cancel your coach account, you can cancel your coach account. There's no fees. There's no quota. There's nobody standing over you saying this is what you need to do. If you are going to coach, then whether you're a discount coach or whether you're a coach to actually make something of the business, you should probably be investing in a challenge pack if you have not already. 2B Mindset plus Shakeology. Beachbody On Demand plus the Performance Stack. Shakeology plus a 3-day refresh. So you can talk to your coach about the way that we bundle things. That's what we call challenge packs. But use it, because when you use it is when you actually will get the results. And the results, you need to be in your journey getting results. By no means would every coach on our team say that they're at their ideal body weight. Many of us are still on the journey. 4 years into it, I'm still on my journey, still trying to make changes, maybe not to my physical body as much anymore, but my mental state, my emotional state, and just being a better leader, a better person, a better mom, a better wife, a better person in the community. So as coaches, we get 25% off everything, and then we have a monthly, what we call a discount fee. So in the United States, it's $15.95. In Canada, it is $17.95 because Amanda is our Canadian on the phone today. But basically, for Shakeology, Americans pay $98 for the shake at the discounted price plus a $15 discount fee. So it's $113. But if we got it retail, we'd be paying $130 plus a much bigger shipping than we would with the coach shipping. Coach shipping is $2 when you have Shakeology come every single month. I know Canada prices are a little bit different because there's a border fee that has to be accounted for. But you want to make sure that your Shakeology is on home direct, because that's what makes you an active coach, or Beach Bars, or Energize, or a 3-day refresh. It doesn't have to be Shakeology, but Shakeology is the product that we're most proud of because it's packed with so much goodness. And in our training, you really learn what is in Shakeology, and it blows us all away how many people actually drink Shakeology without realizing what's in it. And one of the reasons I know so much about what's in it is because I, just like Amanda, when I started, I was nursing my baby. So I sent the ingredients to a registered dietitian nutritionist who, upon reading it, was like, absolutely drink this. It's amazing. And she is now a consumer of Shakeology because she was so impressed with the ingredients. So that's basically the coach account in an overview. And Alicia's going to talk a little bit about staying active.
Alicia's muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. All
It's all right.
Thank you. I've got a lot of great things to say. Got to unmute me. So Tracy mentions the importance of staying active as a coach. Active is whatever it means for you. It just means that you're eligible to make commission, right? So it does not mean that you're putting in a certain amount of hours or working a certain amount of days a week, or even actually doing the workouts in theory, right? You don't have to do that. However, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the key behaviors that lead to success, and that's certainly going to be one of them. The importance of staying active is really based on how we're set up as a business. The great news is that, yes, Tracy is my coach, but she's not my boss. I'm not her employee. And in fact, I actually can advance faster than her in this business. I can make more money than she does in the business. When she does better and grows, I do better. I actually see it in my paycheck. And the same thing is true for me. So there is really this like mutually beneficial setup. It's a binary system. It's kind of how, or organization is how it's laid out, which is really cool. So when I stay active as a coach, which can be as simply as ordering a bag of Shakeology, ordering bars for me or my kids, ordering the performance line for my husband, like stuff I'm going to do anyway, that keeps me active as a coach. And I don't want to get into some of the terminology that you might see in front of you, but essentially every 5 weeks, getting some sort of shipment for around $50 is what that works out to.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about that or the first slide that Tracy talked about before we move on?
Cool. I'm seeing no's. Okay. So you also, as a coach, you get these online stores. We're going to whip right by this. Basically, you have links that you can send out to people that are really easy. And we're going to actually show you some screenshots of how easy it is when somebody says that they want to order something. But you have your own Beachbody.com with your screen name. You have one for Shakeology. You basically get them when you become a coach, which is pretty cool. So really, this is what coaching is all about. It's about sharing your journey. You will never see anybody on this team put like a picture of like the box of Shakeology trying to sell you Shakeology. You might see us like with our cup, but we're going to be talking about our superfood shake. You really won't even hear us use the word Shakeology. You won't usually hear us say things like, we're about to go do, Transform 20. You'll hear us say we're about to start a new workout program that's 20 minutes, 6 times a week with one of our favorite super trainers who happens to be Shanti. So it's really about sharing why we are coaching. And when you are sitting here and you think about a lot of objectives we get from people is like, well, I don't want to sell to people. I don't want to come off salesy. And I know I speak for Amanda and Alicia and myself. We don't either. None of us want to do that. We don't want to be that scroll where like, oh, she's selling something again. And I want to say that I think we do a pretty good job about sharing what's working for us in a little bit of a way that spawns curiosity for people. Excuse me, I'm coming down with something. So it's really about like, did you get results with the program and pay it forward? Are you somebody who, maybe you want to have a means to get out of a job that you're in right now. Maybe you just want some more flexibility. I remember when I spoke to Alicia, when I spoke to Alicia about coaching, she was a little bit behind me. She was like 5 years behind me in starting kids. And I just remember saying to her like, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but you might want to just think about this, because as your kids get older, life gets busier, right? It feels like you're in the grunt of it when you've got little kids, but then you realize as they get older and they have their own activities, you're running around, you're carpooling, you're at the school, you're, swim mom, you're timing, you're doing all kinds of stuff. And so it's really awesome to be able to have a schedule that works around your kids. And I know that's not your world right now, but you might want to think about that down the road, right? So it's sort of getting involved in something like coaching that can give you more options in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years. And there are many coaches on our team that will tell you they are so glad that they started coaching when they did, because these unexpected things happened and they were either more fit, more energetic, more ready to handle something emotionally, more financially secure than they were before they started coaching. And this was a means to help them handle that a little bit better. So you want to think about, like, what do you have to share? And we have some training that we'll talk about in a little bit that really puts you through an exercise of writing out things about yourself that other people would want to know and that can be inspired by. Alicia's going to talk about the 4 vital behaviors, and then I think we can sort of come back to what I was just talking about.
Sure. So one of the things that's really cool about the training that Beachbody provides for us is that you can really do with it what you want. There is a direct correlation between your inputs and your outputs, right? So if you are at a point where you just want to put in maybe 5 hours a week, that's great, but you'll only get 5 hours a week kind of out of it. But during those 5 hours or 10 hours or 20 hours or whatever it is, there are 4 areas where we are encouraged to focus our time, and we call them the vital behaviors. The first one is attract, connect, and invite other people. All of you on this call at some point were reached out to by a coach, probably in what we hope would be that kind of non-salesy way that Tracy just mentioned, but in a way that is authentic and genuine, and hopefully solve some sort of problem that you put out or that you guys had discussed. It could have been a response to a post that you put out. It could have just been, organic conversation that happened to be either in person or online. But that is a key component. I know that I'm one of those people. When Tracy was posting, I was just kind of liking things, but I wasn't saying, hey, can you tell me more about that? Some people are more forward. Most people are not. So Tracy needed to say to me, hey, like, great to hear from you. How's everything going with your kids? And then all of a sudden it just kind of organically happened that way, which was great. The second is being proof that the product works. This is like, if nothing else works in this opportunity for you, the fact that you can come out of your coaching experience as the best version of yourself, to me, was like a no-brainer. Being a product of the product and actually walking the walk, not just talking the talk, which is consuming the products that you're talking about. It's also being authentic. Like, Tracy doesn't hide it. She doesn't like vanilla Shakeology. I don't either, right? So like, Tracy's not gonna like promote vanilla Shakeology because she doesn't like it, but she's gonna promote Shakeology because she believes in it and she knows the value in it, right? If she's doing a 3-day refresh, or if I'm doing a 3-day refresh, I'm actually doing it, right? And so all the while, I'm actually personally benefiting from these products, and I'm showing that they work. I'm showing the struggles. I'm showing the workouts, right? I'm just sharing that piece of it and being a proof that the product works. I'm going to get to personal development last because that's my personal favorite. But recognition, it feels so good to give recognition and to receive it. Right now, our team is in this like just explosive growth stage right now. And Thursday is our payday. Thursday is when we have rank advancements in our business. And so just this morning, it was like post after post coming out on our team page on Facebook that we all check into daily about all these amazing advancements and successes that people have. And the amount of recognition and support and encouragement that comes along from not only like formal accomplishments, but also people that just need and deserve like a high five or a hug or pat on the back. We do so much of that, and it is wild. Even if that's not a love language of yours, like needing to be recognized or words of affirmation. If you've read that book, like it's awesome and everyone loves to hear it. And it's even better to give it about the people on your team that you know are just doing whatever it takes. So love that part of it. And that doesn't happen just at a team level, that happens at a company level, on some of our national calls that we have that Tracy will talk about in a little bit. And then finally, personal development. The reason why this is my favorite is because this is not like read this Beachbody book, read this manual that a specific employee of Beachbody created. This is like, go read a book, make yourself a better version of you, right? In whatever area you need. I just finished like 2 or 3 parenting books because I need a little bit of help in that area right now, with my 2 kids. And so I didn't read books about how to be a better Beachbody coach or how to, lift heavier. Actually, it was nothing to do with that. It's like how to be a great mom right now, because that's what I need to be. I'm reading one now about setting some goals, and a lot of the coaches on our team either are currently reading or have read similar books. So it's like a book club without the wine. Or maybe there is wine behind the scenes, I don't know, but the fact that we are encouraged and really directed towards bettering ourselves and our mental state even more than our physical state, I think is one of the best parts about this business. And so that to me, even on the days where a workout might slip or my food isn't the best, like personal development, I'm always listening to books while I'm drying my hair, in the morning, or even now, like, a lot of coaches on our team will turn our workouts down and put on a podcast or something just to fill our heads with great stuff. That's like my favorite. So sorry if I spent too much time on that, but wanted to make sure you guys understood those 4 areas pretty well.
I love it. It's my favorite too. And it's where a lot of our posts are born. So sometimes you'll hear new coaches be like, I don't really know how to come up with all the content. When you're listening to a book that is speaking to you, you will come up with the content. It's awesome. I don't know how many of you guys have read Girl Wash Your Face, but we're going to see Rachel Hollis, and we're going to talk about her in a second. But that's like a great example. That book really has nothing to do with anything except just being a better you and looking at areas where maybe you need to step out of your comfort zone a little bit more, or where you need to change the way that you talk to yourself. And we get into that with our challenge groups a little bit too. But what are your goals for the first month as a coach? A lot of coaches will ask this, like, what's expected of me? First of all, nothing is expected of you. If you want to grow your business, whether that means you want to grow it so that you can pay your cable bill, your mortgage bill, your family vacations, or you want to make 6 figures, this is what you need to do, no matter how big the business is. You need to commit to completing a program. So that's where talking to your coach is helpful. And I know a lot of you guys here on the call have been challengers for a long time. So you've already done 2B mindset, or you are doing 2B mindset, or you've done 21 Day Fix a couple of times, or you are on your 2nd round of Lift 4. Maybe you did 80 Day Obsession. I think Oris is on her 3rd round of 80 Day Obsession, which is amazing, Oris. I'm on my 2nd, and I'm like, wow, am I going to get through this? So thumbs up, girl. So commit to completing a program. And why as coaches do we feel important about this is because our challenge groups, which is what many of you guys have been in before. I've run challenge groups that have been amazing, and I have run challenge groups that have been like crickets. No one is checking in. The best challenge groups are when the coaches who are running the challenge groups are in love with their program, okay? In love with it. Last summer, a program came out. It was not my jam. I did not like it. I ran a challenge group around it. I hated pushing play every day. It was no surprise that that challenge group was a drag. I'm loving 2B Mindset. I'm loving 80 Day Obsession. As hard as it is, I'm loving it. My challenge group is flourishing right now because I'm loving my program. You as the coach set the pace for the rest of your challengers, right? Whether it's your mom as your challenger, or your sister, or your neighbor, or you have 200 challengers. We all start with 1. You set the pace. So pick your program and commit to it. and fall in love with it. And if it's not your jam, find one that is. We've got 900 to choose from. So there's something in there for everyone. Pick a personal development book. If you decide that you want to learn more about coaching, you'll roll into what we call Faithfully Fit Academy. And what's so great about this training is that it's self-paced. So it's not like you're going to sit behind your computer and just do training. You're going to follow some modules, and some of the modules are going to give you homework, which is basically coaching vitals, right? So we might say, make a list about 10 things that describe you so that we can get you into the practice of getting ready to craft posts about yourself, or make a list of 100 people that you know our products could impact, right? You've got to do that anyway. So then it might say like, stop, get on the phone or Vox, which is an app that our team uses, and talk to your coach, schedule a power hour with your coach. So it's interactive when you get to the moments that are interactive, but you can do it at your own time. Most coaches will finish it in 30 to 45 days. There's some coaches that took 5 months to finish it. There's some coaches that finished it in 10 days. So again, self-paced, right? Becoming an Emerald coach, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and earning Success Club. So Success Club is when you get somebody all set up with a challenge pack: fitness, Shakeology, or fitness and nutrition, or nutrition and Shakeology if we're talking about 2B. So you're basically getting somebody set up with, usually it's fitness and nutritional, because then they can have their challenge group, they've got their fitness, they've got their accountability, and they've got that dense nutrition that their body needs. That's how we're going to get these challengers results, because our number one job as coaches is to lead people to feel better in their bodies, period. It doesn't matter if you're leading one person or 100. So every single time that somebody purchases a challenge pack, when I bought T25 and Shakeology, that was a challenge pack, and my coach got 2 Success Club points. So your goal every single month, if you want to grow your business, is to bring on 3 people with a challenge pack, which is 2 Success Club points each. So that's Success Club 6, which is over 5. So you want to be 5 or above. I won't get into it, but we used to have things that were only worth 1 point. That's why we have 5. It really should be Success Club 6 now, but we still say 5. So when you're bringing 3 people on every single month and you're getting them invested in your challenge group and they're getting results, then what happens is it just starts to build momentum for you, and you don't understand the feeling of excitement that you get when you have your first couple of challengers really start to make an impact and have results. When I get emails from people that are wearing jeans they've never worn before, or their marriages are better, or they are having more confidence in their job and they're able to speak up in meetings, that makes me so happy, because I had a teeny tiny contribution in getting them started, but they did the work. An Emerald coach, I'm going to move on to this one. And Alicia, if I have a coughing spell, I might need you to take over for me. But an Emerald coach is our first team promotion. And the reason that I feel so passionate about being an Emerald coach within your first month is because when you become an Emerald coach, you're eligible for what's called Team Cycle Bonus. And that's basically residual income based off of volume. So for instance, and I'm going to try to keep this as high level as I can. Sorry, hang on. You guys, this is my first cold in 4 years. I have not been sick since I started drinking Shakeology. And it's my first cold. I don't do well as a sick person. So as an Emerald coach, you basically now are earning Team Cycle Bonus. So when Alicia talked about her paycheck grows when I'm growing, it's true. And my paycheck grows when Alicia's growing. It's true. Same thing goes for Amanda and myself. So new coaches that are coming on board, you want to be part of a team that's growing, because as the whole team grows, you're getting what's called inherited volume off of people. So it basically just means as we all grow, our volume that we're all getting and sharing is growing. So that means that everybody is growing. If you join a coach that's not sharing the business, then there is no inherited volume. And so the growth isn't as exciting and as explosive as it could be. Not that every month is explosive like every business. There are cycles. Trust us, there are months where we're like all pulling our hair out, but we happen to be in a really fun phase of growth right now. So when you are an Emerald coach, you're signing up 2 people. My first 2 people were my husband and his sister. And they were like, we'll do this with you. Now, I brought them on as coaches. Did it mean that they were coaching? No. It meant that they promised to do a workout with me. They promised to drink Shakeology for at least 90 days because we were doing a 90-day program. And they promised to just support me and to just do this together. And so I had 1 coach was my husband, 1 coach was his sister. Signing on 2 coaches makes you an Emerald coach. My first Team Cycle bonus check was $14, but I didn't sell a challenge pack that week. I just happened to get that $14 from residual income. So your Team Cycle bonus grows. It's $14 every single time you Team Cycle bonus. And now Team Cycle bonus is 90% of my income. So the Emerald promotion is huge because it's the first time that you are making a stance and saying, I'm going to take 2 people with me and I'm going to coach them, or I'm going to get them excited about doing this with me. And they're going to support the effort of leading healthier and more fulfilling lives. And when you do that, you also are eligible for free leads. So for instance, if somebody goes and they're watching TV and they see an ad for PIO or 21 Day Fix and they buy it, that person, since they bought it off of an infomercial, needs a coach. And so the coaches that get assigned those leads are Emerald coaches. So that's another huge benefit in terms of being an Emerald coach. Any questions on that? Okay.
So I actually don't believe that people don't have questions about that, because that took me so long to figure out. But if you take them offline, it's probably a better conversation, because it's important, at least for me, to understand what that is, because I think that is the first like investment you make from a time standpoint into really trying to build this thing. I think that's when you make that decision to go Emerald. So please talk to whoever invited you to this call to really figure out what that looks like for you. I think that's super important.
Wait, Alicia, can I ask a question? Sorry, it's Lauren.
Hey, Laura.
So listening to this, I have a question, because especially since right now you see that like we have family friends living with us, and they are, and she's actually working out with me every day, which is awesome. It's been like a huge part of why I'm pushing myself in a different way, this challenge group, and it's been actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I know even in one of my posts, you commented and you said, get that girl a shake.
Yeah.
So this particular individual is different, right? She has celiac disease. Now I know that we have vegan options and I think a lot of stuff. So what if you do have individuals, and even the people that I have referred to you, whether they've been excellent participants or not, may have feedback and say, I can't stand Shakeology. I've tried like different recipes. I hate it. I actually love it. I know there are other products, but how do you grow your business if a lot of it's actually based on those challenge packages and getting people to not only join for the program, but join for the product?
So that's a great question. That goes back to that 50, well, I guess it depends. If there's 2 ways to grow business, I'm sorry, there's 2 ways to grow your business. There's retail sales, which is I could sell a challenge pack to somebody one time. They never drink Shakeology again. They never order from me. They have the workouts. Maybe in a year they renew their on demand, and I get 25% of that, because that's what I make. So if it's $100, I get $25 when they decide to renew a year from now. There are some cases like that where you are making one sale and maybe you don't see that person again, right? The other way you grow a business is when you are adding coaches, right? And those are people that seem to be repeat consumers of some product. Most of it is Shakeology, right? That is, as Tracy said, like that's probably our best product we offer in terms of a consistent, everyday consumable product. But there are other products that you will find that people will want and crave and decide that they want to switch up, or, you know, I'm getting muscle soreness. Let me hear about this performance line, or I need a cleanse. Like, I think that as people evolve on their journey, so do their needs from a health and fitness standpoint. Now, before we had on demand, you would sell somebody probably a new set of DVDs once they were sick of that workout. And so the fact that there's on demand doesn't mean you're selling them new workouts. But for example, when Lift 4 came out, people wanted the early access to it. That was a way that a customer, without maybe drinking Shakeology, spent a little bit more money. And then again, you got the commission on that. So I think it's a fair question. And there are, like, you have to look at individual cases to figure out what's best for that customer. But not everyone's going to like Shakeology, to your point. And my job is also not to convince them to like it, right? You know what I mean? Like, that's not where my time is best spent. I just want to be there to support them on their journey. And oftentimes those people find their way back to you in 3 to 6 months when whatever they leave for isn't working for them. Does that make sense? I don't know if I quite answered your question.
No, yeah. That makes perfect sense. It was just kind of like when I was thinking about what Tracy said and like the building the business and it's adding 2 people and it's like, okay, well then how do you, to some of those people that again, you've influenced or they've seen you and they've heard you rave about it. Like in my sense, I'm like, obviously sending people your way, again, not that they're all the best challengers, including myself sometimes, but it's like, I just can't get, like my cousin Heather is a prime example. She's like, this really doesn't agree with me. Do you want to buy the rest of my shakes from me? And I'm like, sure. Like, yeah, like I'm going to use them, but it's kind of like, how would I then continue to like, and she loves the program that she's working with, but it's like, how else would I, in that situation, like how else could I look at that challenger and that person that I've brought on and I've recruited, whether they're a coach or just like a participant, like how would I grow my business? Like if they're, those are just quick ways. Yeah.
Yeah. She could also be,
sorry everyone that's like a personal,
no, but I think that
like story.
She could be an advocate for you, right? So she tells people,
totally.
I'm program, talk to my cousin Lauren, you know, like that could be how she would add to that. So good question. And like, those are the types of things that like, it's important that you, with me in this case, or anybody with their coach, like sits down and game plans about what's going to make sense for them to build their business. So thank you for asking that.
Cool. Love that. I'm just going to throw in there that it's not a quick business at all, right? It's not a get rich quick business. And I felt like in the beginning, I worked a lot for a little. And once I got over that hump of about 2 years, then all of a sudden I started seeing more and more of this residual, and it grew into something where I was able to carve out more time. Like Alicia said in the beginning, my time that I've invested into it has continued to change and evolve. But really, it's a wealth building business over time. And it's all through consistency, which is one of the things I think for the coaches that stick with it and we're consistent. It's no wonder that the coaches that stick with it also are fit, because it's that whole mentality of being consistent with something day in and day out when it comes to nutrition, fitness, mindset, the whole 9 yards. But I heard you say, like, how can I build my business quick? And I just want to make sure everyone on the call knows, like, hey, listen, there's great successes, but not everyone's going to make 6 figures in their first year, right? You've got to make sure that your goals match the level of effort that you're able to put into it.
And that is, just to wrap up on the, that is where the personal development comes in, because you're going to sit there and go, wow, I asked 50 people to join this free group I'm doing. I'm not even asking them to buy anything. And one person said maybe, right? Yeah. Like, that is hard to wrap your head around. So that's where the personal development and the relationship with your coach, I think, is really, really important. So I want to talk about this next topic, if that's okay, to move on, Tracy, because I'm super excited about Rachel. So I don't know if I can't see your hands, but maybe Tracy can, if you've read Girl Wash Your Face or you've heard about Rachel Hollis. She's like taking everyone by storm right now. In fact, she just canceled tour next year because she has 40 live speaking events. One of which is going to be at our summit this summer, which I'm super excited about. Summit is this like, convention's the wrong word, meeting, this mastermind group. I mean, what were there, 20,000 people there last year, Tracy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
25. I mean, we were meeting in like Lucas Oil Stadium, which is where the Colts play, where they've had this, because that's where we could fit. Which was amazing to see the size and impact of our team, not just our but our team Beachbody. We just like took that city by storm. We're going back to Indianapolis this year. And the reason why it's important to talk about that now is because your first 3 or 4 months, depending on when you sign up as a coach, your first 3 or 4 months, and what you do, and if you hit some of those goals that Tracy talked about around Success Club, you actually get a free ticket from Beachbody to go to Summit. And Summit's really cool because it's days of bonding with your team, learning, brainstorming, just getting like your cup is so filled. You're so pumped coming out of that. And it's a great time to do a mid-year gut check of where you are and where you want to be and set some really big goals. And to me, Summit was where I really decided, like, this is my full-time job. This is my business. So when I set goals, I'm setting them from this time at Summit to next year at Summit. And I'm super pumped. I'm actually going to see Rachel's weekend with Rachel. I say Rachel, like we're about Rachel Hollis, Rach, in June, and then getting a chance to see her again at Summit. So I'm super excited about this opportunity. Knowing that she is the speaker would have made me like get more fired up about this opportunity. So if anybody wants to join us, we've got a goal to take 50 people there from our team. Actually, I feel like it might even be more now. It should be more, Tracy. I think we need to 10x that goal a little bit, but you're on mute still. Sorry. I don't know if
we might even be close to it. But if you've not read that book, Girl Wash Your Face, it's a great book. And she's coming out with a new one in the spring, which will be super cool because we'll be able to read that before we go see her at Summit. But yes, new coaches. Amanda is actually going to Summit for free this year because she hit Success Club her first 3 months as a coach, which was signing on 3 coaches her first 3 months. I'm sorry, that's wrong. 3 challenge packs. And she is coming to see Rachel on Team Beachbody's dime. So I want to sort of wrap this call up just so that we're not keeping you guys too long and honoring your time. But I do want to show you these screenshots right here. So when somebody tells you, I want a challenge pack, I want 2B Mindset and Shakeology, I want, BOD and the performance line. This is really easy. It's something that's called Share Cart. So as a coach, I can plug in your email address and your first and last name and what country you're in. We provide to United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. And we are about ready to launch to a new country. We're going to find that out in the spring. We're guessing it's probably somewhere in Latin America, which is exciting. And then you can see the little tab. You can sign people up as retail customers. You can sign them up as coaches. And you plug their information in. And then we get this screen right here. And I can click on challenge packs. I can click on Shakeology. I can click on fitness programs because, believe it or not, there are some people that do still request DVDs. The supplements, which is our performance line, or the boosts that you can put in your Shakeology. We actually sell gear. We sell sliders. We sell actually like weight gloves. You can go and create whatever you want. I actually had somebody purchase 2B Mindset and Shakeology, and then she's like, throw in the Fixate cookbook, throw in the portion containers. I need those containers for my kids. And I was literally able to just go and sort of put things in her cart, and then I was able to send it off. And that's what it looks like. You get it right now. Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology is only $140. It's on sale for the whole month of November, which is insane. It's such a great price. And I click send email, and then it gives me a link that I can also copy and send in like Facebook Messenger, or I can text it. But it's really easy. And so one of the things that can sometimes overwhelm people is like learning the back office. But once you learn it, you've got this easy way to just sort of customize things to each customer. And like Alicia was just explaining, not everybody is going to fall in love with what you initially get them set up with. Some people start 2B mindset and it doesn't work for them, and we have to tweak their meal plan. Some people hate the portion fixed containers, but they thrive on 2B mindset. Everyone's body is different. Everyone has different preferences. So that's what makes coaching really fun, is you really get to work with each person to figure out what is going to give them the success that they need. Most of you guys have probably been in challenge groups. I'm going to pass that off to Alicia, but we're just going to kind of do a quick overview on challenge groups, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I would think that most of you have been in challenge groups, but to Tracy's point, the best challenge groups are when you as the coach are the best challenger. There are challenge group guides for every single program that will literally give you a post every single day. Oftentimes we team up as coaches to co-coach challenge groups. So you might recognize some people and some names, and some of us as coaches because we've posted before. The more authentic the posts are, the better the group, because people don't want to see some copy and paste stock photo, because it doesn't feel personal. It doesn't feel warm and friendly. And I think that's what people come to our groups to get. And so it really is just a matter of helping guide and keeping conversation up. But you can really run them however you want. You can run them 21 days long, 60 days long. You can keep it open all year. There are so many opportunities and options for you. So that's something that as you decide, okay, I've got a couple people interested, we'll pair up. If you're on my team or Tracy's or whoever's, it's all one big team. We'll make sure that you've got some support to do that. I don't think I need to hit much more on that. Most people are doing it through the app. You can also do it through Facebook, but that's totally up to you.
Yeah, no coach will ever have to run a challenge group on their own until they're ready. So you always have, coaches that have done it, and we have a lot of content that's inspirational, so you're not reinventing the wheel. Okay, any questions before we wrap it up with our top 10? No? Okay, cool. So what next? So mull on this, okay? The next steps would obviously be number 9. So talk to your coach. Tell your coach what your goals are, and then put a game plan together to make them happen. One of the people that as a team we listen to, she's got a podcast. Her name is Brooke Castillo, and her podcast is called The Life Coach School. She's amazing. She will light some fire, but she talks so much about how so many of us in life, we spend so much time on the how we're going to do it and not enough time on the do it. If you have a spark, if you have a feeling, if you have an inclination where you want to actually make a difference and inspire people, just start doing. Get with your coach and just start doing. It can be very easy things that are in your safety zone before you're ready to really pop out. But do the do. Don't sit and park on the how for too long, because nothing happens. Make a list, right? So make a list of just people that could benefit from what we offer. And don't think of it like you're a salesperson. Think of it like your overweight uncle who really needs to lose weight. Think of it like your best friend from college who is not in a good place because she's 40 pounds overweight. Think of it as your cousin who really is having severe problems sleeping because she's got so much anxiety. Think of how you can use what we do to make people's lives better. And when you approach writing down people's names in that manner, opposed to like, who can I sell a challenge pack to? It's a totally different experience. And we don't want you selling challenge packs to people. We want you impacting people's lives. So think of that kind of list, right? And write everyone's name down. 7, don't skip our team calls. We have team calls probably once a month, sometimes twice a month. They're great because I don't always run them, and not everyone wants to hear me talk all the time. There's so many other leaders that I learn from on our team all the time. We also have national wake-up calls. You can actually on Facebook go to Team Beachbody 411. It's an actual page, and every single Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a coach is highlighted. It can be the diamond coach that's been coaching for 10 months. It can be the 15-star diamond coach who's been doing this for 8 years. There's something super inspirational, and it's a live feed, so you can watch it I never miss them. They're great. And I actually have challengers in my challenge groups that watch these calls that are not even coaches yet. I think they would be great coaches, but they're totally inspired by them. If you're already a coach or if you're a challenger, just be here 1 year from now. It takes a long time to get a transformation in our bodies, in our minds. It takes a long time to get your business to the point where you feel like it's going seamless. But the journey, the effort to get to that 1 year mark changes you for the better. So I always say to people, we all wanted to quit a couple of times. Like Alicia said, when you ask 50 people to be in a free group with you and no one wants to do it, it's very easy to be like, I suck at this. I'm not good at this. I'm going to take a step back. Just be here in a year, right? I look back to pictures on how my body has even evolved in a year of switching up my workout programs, to stick with it. Be resourceful. Ask your coach. Find information. Don't skip personal development. We've spent a lot of time on that today. Know that becoming an Emerald coach is making a decision. You're making a decision to make a promotion when you decide that this is going to be the business that you want to do, or you want to dabble in it, or you want to give it a year. Be an Emerald coach so that you can start to make that residual income. We want your Shakeology paid for. We want you making a profit your first month, even if it's $20. We don't want you feeling like you're spending money. Part of a business is getting it profitable. So becoming an Emerald coach is an investment that's definitely going to pay off for you. Make Success Club, right? Share what you're doing. Make Success Club, because when you're helping other people, you feel amazing, just like that recognition that Alicia was talking about. And be you. You can see this is a picture of our team. This was taken almost 3 years ago. And every single one of these girls is still a coach from 3 years ago. Excuse me. So be you, because that's what's going to make you so unapologetically authentic. I'm going to pass it off to Alicia right now because I need to take a break from talking.
So this has gone on a little bit longer than we probably all anticipated, which has been great. I hope you guys got some good info out of this, and there were certain things that spoke to you maybe a little bit louder than some others. While we're all together, does anyone have any questions though about anything Tracy went over, I went over? Happy to knock out a couple if there's any right now. Okay, so one of the things I want to just close with, as Tracy said, like, digest all that we gave you. I believe that you recorded this, Tracy. So she can send it out to you if you want to look back on it or share it with someone maybe that could make the call. The great news about this is that it is truly whatever you want it to be, as little or as much as you'd like. So Tracy, Amanda, Julie, myself, we will all match your pace. So if you want to run, we can run. If you want to walk or kind of just like explore a little bit, that works too. Or if this is not the right time for you, that's also fine. Just would love for you to connect with us after the call and just kind of let us know where your head's at so we can figure out how we can help you get to wherever that point is. But I appreciate your time. I know we've all got stuff going on and kids and family and life. And so to carve out some time with us tonight was really appreciated. Hopefully this was time well spent for you as well.
Thank you, Alicia.
Welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. See you guys.
Thank you, ladies.